What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined as always by my dad, Sean, and today, reactions to the classics. We got a reaction to Morcheeba, a group we are not familiar with, but excited to dive into. And we're going to be taking a look today at their record, Big Calm. So looking forward to diving into this. Some trip hop. I know that this has a bunch of different genres kind of blended in here. So always excited to see or hear a new group. And this comes courtesy of a suggestion from our longtime patron and friend of the channel here, Craig. Thank you very much, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
Craig always brings us a nice eclectic mix of music. Man. And so looking forward to diving into this, y'all. Before we get into the quick facts and the track-by-track reaction to this record, if you could do us a favor and hit that big thumbs up, that helps us out. And be sure to hit that big red subscribe button, too, if you like what you see. And if you would maybe like to have us react to a song or a record, you can check out our Patreon page down below. Shout out to the patrons who help keep this channel up and running, man. But all that to say, I guess, well, we don't have a ton of quick facts, but we still got a few.
Trey, it wasn't for a lack of trying, man. I was trying. This is their second studio album, released in March of 1998. Sold over 4 million copies, though. Reached the top 20 in the UK. Morcheeba is an English electronic music group. The album cover for this one was inspired by that of the 1966 Ray Conniff compilation Hi-Fi Companion. The recording of the album started on Christmas Day in 1995. Remember, this came out in March of 98 by Morcheeba members Paul and Ross Godfrey. After basic demos had been laid down at their home studio, they brought in vocalist Sky Edwards and a number of guest performers to complete the record. And then I had to really do some digging, man. I finally found something from All Music on it. All Music just said trip hop and dance rhythms remain, but the trio spent more time writing songs compared to their debut. Crafted an album where pop, lounge, film soundtracks, reggae, jazz, and electronica all peacefully coexist. Consequently, Big Calm's a stylistic tour de force, evidence that Morcheeba had turned into a mature group. All the lyrics are written by Paul Godfrey, Ross Godfrey, and Sky Edwards. Number 11, the last song, Big Calm, has contributions from Jason Furlow and DJ Swamp. And that's all I got for you, boys and girls. I don't really have much on any of the songs either, but looking forward to hearing it.
No, definitely. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we cut the music out due to copyright, but there is a link in the description if you want to check out the full video with the music involved. Well, we usually try to not say too much during the song itself, though. We like to kind of take the track in and then give our thoughts at the end of the tune. But all that to say, let's jump into this first track, The Sea. And I'm looking forward to this. Don't kind of know what to expect by what we read, but
seems like a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
we have a little string arrangement.
So
on this one also by Steve Bentley Klein. So
all right,
well, see what we got.
Let's get to it, man. Thanks again, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.
First track, Up the Sea. Looking here at the track list, longest track on the record besides our closer, actually. So that's always interesting as well. Man, starting off, I'm liking what I'm hearing on my first track of Morcheeba here. We mentioned it a little in the reaction, Dad, but just very chilled, laid back type of
nice
sound.
Atmosphere. Yeah, very nice atmosphere. You mentioned how you like the guitar. Breaks it up to keep it from being too chill, gives it a little bit of texture, but complication or the complicated lyrics aren't there really. It's just a simple song, which is good. It doesn't need to be anything like way out there.
Well, and then it builds that atmosphere of the sea, kind of,
exactly.
Even the imagery from the first line, flocking to the sea, crowds of people wait for me, seagulls scavenge, steal ice cream. I thought that was a kind of humorous line. Worries vanish within my dream. Then just that chorus, I left my soul there down by the sea. I lost control here, living free.
Yeah, it makes you it absolutely paints the picture of, look, man, I'm down by the sea, and all the worries of life, especially nowadays, is gone, and you're technology and all the stuff that keeps your attention. When you're down by the sea, you can just get lost in it.
Oh yeah, the sun is shining, water's clear, just you and I'll walk along the pier, man. I did dig that kind of that vibe to it, and I think having this type of music with a female vocal is wonderful. I know we've listened to a Portishead track on one of our live streams, and that also had a female vocal, also in that trip hop genre. And I just think it it just bodes well with
it works perfectly. I agree 100%.
So good start there. Now we're going to go to track number 2 here. We got Shoulder Holster. I'm already digging the title. So let's see what we got here.
Let's do it.
All right, Shoulder Holster. What you think of that one, Dad?
I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it had a lot more electronica in it, I thought.
No, definitely. And
it wasn't bad.
And definitely had, obviously, that Indian influence.
Yes.
Kind of reminded me at times of, the Beatles track Love You Too.
Yes, that's a good
especially the opening, I guess, that, I don't know, that sitar just kind of made me think of that. So that was interesting, kind of blending the sitar in with that electronica.
Yeah.
I've never really heard that
I haven't
before.
either, so I mean, I do praise them for that. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I just like the first track.
No, I'm with you. I like the C better, but this one was still interesting.
And they get points for it being a lot different musically.
Yeah, for sure. And, just kind of has that almost anxiety-ridden lyrical content, even if the music is still pretty laid back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, aren't we always looking over our shoulders? Aren't we always drawing guns from our holster? So I thought that was interesting.
No, yeah, for sure. And then at the end, I'll shed light, tear apart all you believe, one of us. Grateful for all you receive. Make it up. Do you find it hard to contain? Praying God, can you hold it all inside your brain? Aren't we always getting scared of the future? Just so I did dig the lyrics on this one for sure, and that Indian vibe was kind of neat, man. I do like what we have heard in these first 2 tunes here, and now we're gonna go to what was a top 40 hit in the UK, Part of the Process.
Yeah.
So let's keep going with track number 3 here. Part of the Process coming in, man. That was a really solid tune. That might be my favorite, actually.
I think it's mine too.
Point. And yet again, man, Morcheeba showing off their different musical styles.
Yeah, definitely. And inside the song differently between the verses and the chorus, as you mentioned during the reaction, almost a country sound. And I can hear her accent during these songs.
That's true.
That. It's a nice touch.
And I had like a little almost country-esque violin in there at points.
And then whatever weird instrument it was giving us the space stuff. I mean, that's what it
at
started
the very
with,
end. Yeah,
and then it came back in at the end. Yeah.
No, yeah. So again, just very impressed with how they're able to bring forth a bunch of different genres, and I think that helps keep an album interesting, even though it all has kind of the same vibe up to these first 3 songs.
Well, this thing's 11 songs, 50 minutes. You got to have some diversity in there, and they've done that well so far.
Yeah, definitely, and that chorus is quite catchy. It's all part of the process.
Yeah, it is.
We all love it. Looking down, all we want is some success, but the chance is never
around.
Wow. Part of the process. You gotta go. Pay your dues, do this or that, but at the end of the day, sometimes you never even get that chance. You just want that chance to seize that brass ring, so to speak, and be able to show your stuff. But digging that one. Now to track 4.
Yeah, Blindfold. It had actually been written for the film She's So Lovely, but was not deemed ready for the feature. I tried to examine that a little more, research a little more. That's all I could find on it, but it's a big deal to get on a soundtrack of a movie, so that kind of stinks that they weren't able to get there, but it's here at least, so let's check it out.
Let's do it, Blindfold. And yet again, really thought they built up well to that chorus.
Yeah, I agree. You mentioned it during the reaction. The chorus was your favorite, and I agree. A more less experimental song, I would say. Yeah, there's still a little bit of stuff in there, but it does remind me of... in my research, I saw that they, after their debut album, it's their second album, so 97, they worked on the David Byrne album, Feelings, with him. And I can hear, being familiar with that period of Byrne, I can hear that in their music a little bit, so it kind of fits right in there, their sound. And I thought, when I was hearing this song in particular, I'm like, yeah, this sounds like something of David of that period.
Yeah, that's a good observation. And man, I feel it definitely could have fit a movie soundtrack.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not familiar with the movie that
not either.
It got rejected in, but it kind of had that vibe. I could think, this would fit a great kind of little relationship montage,
Yeah.
especially with the chorus. I'm so glad to have you, and it's getting worse. I'm so mad to love you, and your evil curse. But then at the end, in the outro, she kind of repeats that, and instead of saying it's getting worse, she changes to and I'm getting worse.
Yeah.
So just little subtleties there, man. I had more of the record scratching in there as well. I think that was kind of neat, and this kind of has a vibe where if people don't like hip hop, almost this is a good almost middle ground.
It is.
I
No,
think
that's a good point.
it has some of those hip hop beats and sensibilities without the actual rapping or whatnot that some people just don't really latch onto. But anyways, now going to track number 5, Let Me See, features Dom Pipkin on organ and Jimmy Hastings on the flute.
So if we're going to have the flute and the organ, this one might sound a little different.
All right. Well, I'm enjoying what we've been hearing so far, so let's keep going. For me, that was, I don't know if it was my least favorite, but I wasn't a huge fan.
See, I thought it was a safe. It is my least favorite. I won't say as well because you weren't sure, but it's my least favorite. Actually, it was released as a single, though, and went to 46 in the UK, which, second highest charting single for them off this album. But I mean, it was fine. There was nothing I disliked on it. I guess when I heard organ and flute, if I would have known that going in, I thought I was going to have more differentiation than what it has.
And that was actually my favorite part of the tune.
Yeah,
was
mine
the
too.
Instrumental there.
But I was hoping it was going to kind of be in there a little more. I'm like, what are they going to throw at me? But, I mean, it was still fine.
And when that guitar came in, it kind of reverbed and whatnot, and that was pretty cool. But it was just for, very brief amount of time.
Yeah.
Same thing with the organ. The flute came in. I thought it was awesome in that outro. But I just almost wish there was more of that throughout the track. I thought Sky's vocals here were just very... almost too just chill and mellow.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's just, I know that's kind of the style of this music and her voice and whatnot. But, just a little, I don't want to use the word safe, but
that's what I thought, though. That's what I use that word. It's safe.
Yeah, from the preceding 4 tracks, I just, I know what these people can do, man. And so all that to say, though, I didn't hate the tune or anything. But now we're going to go to just a straight up instrumental.
Yep.
Bulletproof. So let's keep it rolling as we're about halfway through this record already. As our instrumental tune, that one was the most kind of hip hop esque type, just with I enjoyed the turntables in there, the little vocal sampling, and I dug, we had the organ in there a little bit, introduced the guitar at the end. This one kept my interest for the whole 4 minutes. What about you, Dad?
Absolutely not my thing
whatsoever.
All right, but that's the difference.
I like it. I like it.
It's I respect it for what it is. Not my deal at all. So Trey, let's go to Over and Over.
Hey, well, I will just say too before we move on, I do like throwing a little instrumental in here.
I don't have an issue with that. We're gonna have another one coming up in song number 9 as well.
And I think this was just to allow a little maybe different type of sound on the record here. But I do understand how it could not be people's thing.
Maybe
in
the old
here,
guy just doesn't like it. You know what I mean?
Paul and Ross were able to just kind of flex there on that. But now we got Over and Over, which is only 2 minutes 22 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Looks like there's a lot of lyrics here, so I'll be curious how they pull this one off. Over and Over coming in, man. What you think of that one?
I thought it was pretty good. It's definitely different. Like a total change of pace. So I give them some credit there, especially as I mentioned earlier, in an 11-song album, you have to have some diversity, or it helps, no matter how good you are.
Not a lot of electronic.
No, not at all.
Here, which one of the first tracks, which is like that, we've at least had some semblance of that, even through even though like some was more country dominated or this or that, whatever the case.
Yeah, and I thought it allowed Sky to sing in almost a different style. Her vocal delivery was a little bit different, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Definitely, track. And I enjoyed this one. The lyrical content here isn't. I'm struggling to put my finger on it.
I am too.
It's not like a depressing record, but it's more the lyrical content more just kind of realistic, I guess, where you are, where it's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows type of
deal. True that, yeah. I don't mind songs like that sometimes to remind us of that.
And she notes that I'd like to meet a human who makes it all seem clear, to work out all these cycles and why I'm standing here. She says, running through my life now, right now, I don't regret a things. The things I do just make me laugh and make me want to drink. Almost like she's come to the point where she recognizes, oh man, life's going to be crazy, this or that. Certain, all you can do is laugh and maybe, pour you one every night. She notes, I'd like to meet a madman who makes it all seem sane. And then I like in that second verse, she says, I'd like to meet a spaceman who's got it going on. And then you heard that male vocal in that right headphone.
Yeah, you did.
Almost like he was, talking in space type of deal. So I thought this one was very clever and made the most use of its time for sure.
I was going to say, a lot of lyrics. I mean, as much lyrics as almost on anything on a much shorter song.
That's right. And now we're going to go to track 8, Friction, featuring Spiky T. What a name there.
What a name right there. That's right. That's exactly right.
So we only got 4 tunes left, so let's see what Friction's got in store.
Spiky T bringing that reggae little flavor to it. You called it at the very start.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't know what to expect from Spiky T, but it was like a reggae-infused rap, essentially.
It was. His part was definitely the highlight for me. I think the rest of it was pretty... I guess just the vocals again. Well, they were fine. They were good, but they were just a little too... song was just a little too chill for me, I guess.
Yeah, like this won't end up on my favorites, but I dug it, man. I dug the little reggae, again, showing off the different styles of music that Morcheeba can pull off, man.
They're living up to the name. I didn't even mention what their name means. So the more part is for middle of the road, and Sheba is slang for cannabis. So they're just
there you
chill,
go.
Man. So
Ooh, hey, that makes sense.
They're living up to their name. I should have mentioned that at the start.
You had a little clavinet action, I think, in that first verse there, and the lyrical content, kind of just paints that image of almost like a revolution. Friction is turning to fire. Friction is burning much higher. And then you had a Spiky T coming in. I dug that, and then at the end there, kind of a Sky and Spiky going back and forth with each other, and that outro was pretty neat. Enjoyed the reggae-esque nature of it. Not going to be one of my favorites, but it was still cool.
Differentiation again.
And now we're going to go to our second instrumental and the shortest track on here, only a minute and a half.
That's right.
We got Digging a Watery Grave, man. I thought that one was pretty tight, man. Just short,
it's pretty cool, different,
sweet. It had
little
that
Indian influence.
I was about to say, a little Indian drone going through there, and then you had that juxtaposed with the with that cool, kind of a high string pluck type of guitar action in there, man. Went by really quick.
Showing off a different side of them.
Yeah, yet again, man, showing off just the different sides to Morcheeba. So I like that one. I know you probably definitely liked it more than the
I did.
Bulletproof.
To each his own, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
And now we only have 2 tracks left, and we're going to Fear and Love, 5 minutes long. So let's get to it, man. Let's do it. All right, Fear and Love, our penultimate track here. What'd you think of this one?
I really enjoyed it. Now it kind of seems hypocritical because it was a pretty straight down the middle performance by Sky as well, but I just thought it all worked. I thought the instrumentation was nice and subtle.
Definitely.
But good. The strings for the majority of the time, and then just a little bit of horns towards the end. So I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, mine too, man. And the message too.
That's what I liked as well.
Ties it all together. Of course, just the dichotomy between fear and love here. Fear can stop you loving. Love can stop your fear. Fear can stop you loving. But then, they admit here, but it's not always that clear. Sometimes it's easier to go into the fear around your circumstances and world and kind of shut you off from loving the outside world. But I enjoyed that. Enjoyed again just the very just forthright lyrics and just honesty that's put forth through this. I always try so hard to share myself around, but now I'm closing up again, drilling through the ground. Just lines like that, give some authenticity, I think, to this type of music, man. And I dug it, and the instrumentation was perfect for what this song, I think, was trying to do. So now we go to our final track, Big Calm, 6 minutes long.
The title track includes contributions I mentioned at the beginning by DJ Swamp and Jason Furlow.
So after that, we'll get our favorite tracks and also our overall score of the record. Our title track, ending us off, Big Calm, coming in at the end, man. I gotta say, for me, that was probably my favorite, just like musical backing on the entire record, actually. I just thought that I thought it was very interesting, pretty darn cool. Love the guitar work in there, especially a little psychedelic inspired, it seemed. I dug the first verse. Rest of the lyrics were just kind of so for me.
Yeah,
but
at least they were getting shouted out.
Yeah, Morcheeba.
Shouting out Morcheeba a few times, man. They're going to let you be on the track. You got to shout them out.
But, it's always interesting. I always like to look at the song links and see where they put it. Longest track being your ending song. But this one didn't feel long to me.
No, it didn't.
Even though, sometimes, 6 minutes can seem a little long depending on what's going on. But I think the instrumental was just so slick and kind of just cool, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't have much more to add to it. I thought it was a really good track and a nice way to end it out, and very diverse.
Definitely, yeah. This was
most diverse track, so it was a good thing. I thought it started great with the C, and I thought it ended really well with Big Calm.
Yeah, definitely. Big Calm, probably obviously the biggest hip hop influence, just with the rapping and just kind of the DJ turning and whatnot. I thought that was cool. All right, time for our favorite tracks, man. Dad, I know you already got.
I got them all right.
You got them written down.
I got to note them as we're going, guys, because I'm old and I'm not going to remember. You listen to all these tracks in a row. It's like, okay.
So I guess you can start us off.
So my faves were the first song, The Sea.
Very good track.
Song. Part of the Process.
That's one of mine.
The third song. And Fear and Love, the next to the last song. Honorable mentions go to Big Calm, the last song, and Over and Over.
Dang, you're stealing my stuff, man. I'd go Part of the Process, Big Calm, Over and Over as my favorites, with Fear and Love being a honorable mention, and The Sea as well. So yeah, it seems like we kind of we're in line. Not always the case, but we were in line today with what we got. Now, time for our overall score of the record. You want to go first again?
Sure. I'm a broken record on these, but I always like to remind people, it's the first time we've ever heard this, right? And, when you hear it for the first time, it's going to take a while, usually, for it to kind of sink in. I mean, this is not the kind of music I normally listen to.
Yeah.
Not bad, though. Not bad at all. I thought it's pretty consistent, a bit long, that you could have cut 2 songs or cut the song length a little bit. It's 50 minutes long, 11 songs, get around the 40, 42 mark. I thought it would have been a little sweeter area there, but this is what we were doing with music during this time period. I always say it, during this time period, we're going long on albums. So with that, for me, I'm at a 6.5.
There you go. I'm going to be a little higher than you. I'm feeling a 7 to 7.25.
I almost went that high. Kind of went back and forth on it, man.
But,
I really did.
I'm not well versed in the whole trip hop type of genre. But Craig kind of mentioned to me whenever he sent this is more, a less dive into the lyrics, because, we both like
I
to
think
do
that's
that.
fine.
And a more just kind of sit back vibe. This is one you could throw on the record player that's, back there. And, after a day at work and just kind of sit back, relax to,
I agree.
And it was interesting enough, though, with the different, I think, musical styles to
they did a real good job with that.
Not just blend one song to the other. Each song still had its own, I think, identity to it. Just with the different instruments in there. You had everything in the kitchen sink. You had a couple different guest vocal appearances. I know Sky is a guest vocal as well, but besides her,
and she actually, I said that at the beginning, but she's actually a member of the band who dropped in and out. That's a whole nother long story, but they've had several, but she was the main one.
Okay, well, all in all, I thought it was a good record, though, so that's why I'm going the score I did. I'm glad Craig brought this to us.
You're about making me want to change it to bump it up a little bit because of the diversity. Maybe I'll go a 6.75 to a 7, because the diversity of it is a great point, man. It does not sound the same throughout it.
No,
That's kudos for that, for sure.
And I mean, you had a little country in here, a little reggae. You had the strings in there, pop centric type of stuff.
You're right.
So a little bit of everything, rocking and rolling. But anyway, man, thank you. Big shout out again. Be sure to show Craig some love.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. Thank you for broadening the old man's horizons. I appreciate it.
Hey, mine too. And let us know what you think of this record down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate it. Appreciate the research. And until next time, thanks for watching, y'all. Happy listening, and we will see ya.